Hawaii is still in the midst of volcanic eruptions. Fast-moving lava is cutting off more escape routes. The pictures are hypnotic, and we've brought them to you as much as we can. Now, the chief executive of Hawaiian Airlines told me last week there's been little impact on the business. This is despite costs mounting for the state of Hawaii.
So far, it has been largely a non-event operationally. And, you know, the volcano, Kilauea, the volcano on the Big Island, first of all, it's away from our main base of operations in Honolulu, and it hasn't affected even the two airports on the Big Island in Hilo and Kona. So, you know, we've been operating as normal, of course, taking all the precautions we can. I would point out it's a little bit different from the volcano in Iceland. The volcano in Iceland is a bit of a, not all volcanoes are the same, and that one spews an awful lot of ash. This one has been flowing continuously for about 35 years, and it actually emits more vapor than ash. So we still try and avoid the emissions, obviously, but they are not quite the same as what was experienced with the big eruption in Iceland.
The competition is now coming at you from all sides. Specifically, of course, everybody asks you about Southwest, which is increasing its flying, or starting flying from the west coast to Hawaii and intra-island. Now, I suspect you're somewhat amused that everybody thinks you should be running scared at this, because you've faced competition before, when people think it's easy to make money on the Hawaiian routes.
Well, we've been flying routes in Hawaii almost 90 years, and we're no stranger to competition from all manner and forms of airlines. The biggest airlines in the world, both nationally here in the U.S. and internationally, have been our competitors, and certainly Southwest has been gathering a lot of attention. But you know, we've built a business around being the Hawaii specialist, really catering to the needs of people traveling to and from our islands and people traveling within the state. I think we've got a pretty good formula. We've got terrific employees, and you know, this is what we focus on. And so we're able to compete with the largest airlines in the world. They have a lot of advantages, but we're competing, you know, just to and from and within Hawaii, and we get to play all home games, and we stand up pretty well to that competition.
The battle on the 321 Neo, or the 320 Neos, or any of the Neos, does the fuel efficiency gain dramatically outweigh the extra cost of the new aircraft? Because what I hear from a lot of CEOs now is, particularly on the the 330 Neos and those, look, it's great to have the new aircraft, but they are very expensive, and you better be sure that you get the cost savings to offset against the extra aircraft cost itself.
Sure, that's a very good point, and of course it depends a little bit over you know, what fuel costs we're talking about, and we end up, you know, committing to aircraft orders for 25 years with you know, no idea what the fuel price is going to be by the end of the day. But for us, one of the things that makes the new more fuel-efficient aircraft very compelling is that we're flying longer distances, and on longer range flights there is a greater amount of fuel sensitivity. So we really fly that A321neo in the sweet spot of its missions, a little more than 2,500 miles. Fuel's a big part of the equation, and the math does absolutely pencil out for us in terms of having more fuel-efficient, newer aircraft.
Are you feeling hot under the collar as fuel goes over $80 a barrel? I mean, most people I speak to say, look, at these prices we are, quote, okay, but it's starting to get a little warm. Do you hedge? Do you not? Are you comfortable?
Well, I think, first of all, I'd say the airline industry is, particularly in the U.S., is a lot more resilient than it was. So a decade ago, when we hit $80 and $100 a barrel, it was catastrophic. I think we're much better equipped today, and we've built stronger balance sheets, and we're in a good position. I'd obviously like fuel prices to be lower, and that way our fares can be that much more affordable. We do hedge. We hedge primarily with call options, and those options for the current period are in the money. But you know, really, even when you do hedge, that protects you for a little while. Over the long term, we've got to make sure we've got the operations of the business lined up so that we can manage our cost structure in a range that meets demand. We think we're well equipped to do that.
Right.
And so I'd love fuel prices to be lower, but we'll manage through this current period.